down, and that's for the purchase. What else changed? Well, we can add investment in here if we want. You don't have to. I'm going to leave it out. Do we want this balance to be 0, right? So we could put 72,000 in here, and then we'll have to put minus 72,000 later, okay? So that this comes to 0. I'd just leave it out completely. Now, anything weird from acquisition also have to record here. Legal expense. So we pay 1,000 for legal, and that's an expense. So where does it come out of? Retained earnings. So we're going to decrease retained earnings by 1,000. Now, if you wanted, you guys, you could put again, I'm doing something. You could also put 1,000, and it's going to be a debit. Okay, if you wanted. That's legal. Okay, so now we're going to look at our goodwill calculation. Okay, so remember our second entry, everything from here down we had to do an entry for? Well, we're not doing entries, we're going to plus or minus it. So, red goodwill calculation. And remember, we're doing it 100%. The 80% was only, that was weird. The 80% was only for the calculation. Okay, so we've got inventory that has to go up by 2,000. So inventory up 2,000. We've got the plant that's got to go up by 9,000. We've got a patent that's got to go down by 1,000. We've got long-term debt that has to go up by 3,000. And we have to have goodwill that's 1,400. What kind of a count is goodwill again? An asset. So 10,400. Now, is there anything else we calculated on that page? NCI. So we have NCI down here, and it is 15,400. Okay, have we checked everything off there? Okay, what's the other weird thing we have to do with our entry? What to get rid of for the sub and the parent when we merge them together? Well, we have to get rid of that investment, right? So that's got to be 0 at the end. And we have to get rid of, the sub can't have common shares and retained earnings. So we're going to have to minus 40,000 and minus 30,000. And make sure we remember this is at 100%. Okay, I'm just going to recap that again. We don't have debit credits in the direct method, and you can use whichever you want when you're working on problems. If I want entries, I will ask you write down the entries like debit, credit, just like we did in the last few pages on page 5. This is just a nice shorthand way so you don't have to have all the entries balancing. You just have to get to need to get to. So to go across, we just follow 100,000 plus 12,000 minus 72 minus 1,000 is 39,000. accounts receivable, 9,000 plus 7,000 is 97,000. Okay, so again, these couple things, we needed them because this was before acquisition. If we would have started on whatever day acquisition was, the 30th, they would have already been out. So this balance would have been lower already by 73,000. Okay, so we had to do that. You could have put this in, you didn't have to, because you know it's going to be zero always, 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 always. I cannot stress this enough. Then we went to the goodwill calculation and took all the numbers there at 100%, including NCI, because it's always done right after goodwill. The final thing we had to remember is, yes, this goes to zero, and this has to get removed. It's our last entry. Okay, so go ahead and do this. Your balance should be 647,400, and on Blackboard, example 3, it's got that information there. Okay, so check solution on Blackboard under Chapter 4. Okay, so that is example 3. And this is the direct method, and the other one is the working paper where you have to fill in all the debits and credits. So hopefully that made sense, and I will see you at the next video.